Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Silence is uncreated. Disturbances in the silence is sound. This silence, when it is understood objectively, we end up in matter and relativity. When the silence is understood subjectively, we end up and only the divine presence remains. This is the basic difference in approach to the reality according to Vedanta and other paths of knowledge. When we talk about meditation as per yoga or the Siddha Marga or the Kundalini, what we do is we keep on hanging in matter. We don't transcend. We know Shanti only as opposite of Ashanti. We know peace as opposite of disturbances. These both things, peace and disturbances, they are existing in relation to each other. When I say somebody is rich, I have already created a poor person. When I say somebody is healthy, I have already created an unhealthy person. When I say somebody is beautiful, I have already created an ugly person. Mind cannot survive in the present without comparisons. Mind survives on three diets. One is the memories of the past. Second is the worries about the future. And the third is comparison in the present. When these three things are dropped, mind disappears. When mind disappears, we transcend relativity and thereby sound versus the silence. This mind exists in the form of unmanifest sound, this mind exists in the form of unmanifest world, because the world is nothing but sound. For the production of the sound, space is required. If you take a glass of water or a bottle of water, if this bottle is not filled up to the brim and there is some space above the level of water, then this water can move because of the empty space beyond the water level. When this water moves, it produces sound. If this bottle is filled up to the brim, there is not even a little of space, then you may do anything. Water cannot move, and when there is no movement, there is no sound. Sound demands movement. This mind is unmanifest sound, because there is no movement in the mind. When there is no movement in the mind, there is no sound. Why there is no movement in the mind? When there is no sense of incompleteness, there is no movement. When there is a sense of incompleteness, space is created. In the infinite, in the completeness, there is no space. Therefore, there is no movement. Therefore, there is no sound. Therefore, there is no world. Therefore, there is no misery. This mind, without manifestation, is the infinite potentiality in the absolute existence. There are two types of existences. One is that existence which is absolute. Second is that existence which is relative. For example, if I have some object, my watch exists on my palm. So the watch is recognized as existence of watch. When I remove this watch, because of the preconditioning of the mind, we say, now the watch is not there. So non-existence of the watch. This existence which is opposed to non-existence is relative existence. In the relative world alone the sounds are produced. But when we come to the absolute existence, that we are, in that absolute existence, there is no option. Like there is an option for the watch. Watch is or watch is not. That existence where option is possible is relative existence. That existence where there is no option, it is absolute. We can never have the experience of our absence. That which is this absolute existence is the reality. In this absolute existence, abidance is called as going beyond the sounds. Abidance in this absolute existence is called as reaching the absolute silence. This absolute silence is called as prashanti. So one is ashanti, second is shanti, third is prashanti. Whether you talk of science or scriptures, they talk of creation as in the beginning there was a word. The word was with the Lord, and the world is the Lord. So, absolute existence, there is nothing to talk about. That is silence. There is nothing to discuss about. That is silence. There is nothing to think about. That is silence. There is nothing to understand. What we will talk, think, understand about our own existence, which is independent of everything. This absolute existence is the absolute silence. Therefore, Maunam Vyakhya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varsheshtante Vasadrushi Gadehi Avrutam Brahmanishthaihi Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmudramanandarupam Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam Dakshina Mide. These long gaps are unavoidable. Because we have trained our mind only to understand the silence as the opponent of the sound. We have to go beyond this relativity. And therefore, this absolute existence alone is the absolute silence, and in this absolute silence alone there is absolute bliss. Take a simple daily experience. When you have prepared sambar or rasam, and before you offer it to the God, you want to taste it so that you can give your prasad to God. That is what most of the people do. So they will take little bit of rasam and while they are tasting, they don't talk. अच्छा लग रहा है क्या? कैसे? Don't disturb. See, whenever we are happy, we are silent. We are in bliss. So, existence absolute is silence absolute, is bliss absolute. They are one and the same. Out of these three, which is one and the same, existence doesn't undergo any modification. Bliss doesn't go under any modification. It is the in between, the silence, as if it undergoes modification. Therefore, this absolute existence plus its absolute potentiality called as consciousness together is called as the beginning of the relative silence. Make it very clear. Absolute conscious existence and its infinite potentiality, absolute consciousness together is the beginning of the relative silence. A child is growing up and a stage comes when he has broken the puberty, and when the puberty is broken, his reproductive capacity is invoked. Where from that potentiality has come in the child? From the space, from the water. Where from? It was inherent in the child, but it was not manifest. In the same manner, everything in this world has got these two aspects. One is the substance, and second is the attribute of the substance. Like sugar is the substance, sweetness is the attribute of the substance. And the sweetness cannot be known unless it is reflected in the effect. When you look at the tea, have you added sugar in that? You can see, yes, I am seeing, nothing is seen. Then I have to taste it. So, the effect determines the cause. In short, cause is always unmanifest. When the cause becomes manifest, it is called as effect. Now we go one step further. Absolute existence and absolute consciousness together the beginning of the relative existence. First step. This first step is called as Paravani. The second step. Absolute existence starts as if swelling, like the gram seed, horse gram. If you take the raw dried horse gram and try to eat, the horse gram will go in the mouth and the teeth will come out. It's so hard. So we put it in the water. When we put it in the water, it swells after 5, 6, 8 hours. In that swelling of the seed, there is a beginning of the manifestation of the potentiality of that seed to express as a plant. Then there are two germinations coming out. One goes to the ground and other goes up in the sky. This stage where the seed, after having soaked in the water for sufficient time, but the germination has not yet taken place, that stage is called as the Pashyanti Vani. In Pashyanti Vani, the object and the thought or the word, they are not separated as yet. The first step was Paravani, where existence and consciousness is in unmanifest form. After the seed was soaked in the water for sufficient time, now the seed is swollen. In that, the potentiality to germinate has been activated. But it is still the same. The root system and the plant, they are not yet differentiated. Second stage, that is called as the Pashyanti Vani, where the words and the thought about the words is not yet separate. Then the third stage. In the third stage, now the seed has germinated, and yet it is still covered by the soil. There is a little protuberance on the seed, so the soil is little bit as if moved by somebody. And then we say, hey, I think this seed is now germinating. So that is the third stage of the speech or the Vani or the sound. It is called as the Madhyama Vani. In Madhyama Vani, the object and the thought of the object both are in the form of the thoughts. Like when I say, whatever word I say, that object is born in your mind. Cow, horse, sweetness. So the word and the meaning, they remain both of them only in the thought form. They are not separated. And the fourth one is that speech by which I am talking to you. And it is called as the Vaikhari Vani. In the Vaikhari Vani, the object and the name of the object, they are separated. So when I say watch, so watch is the word, and this what I am holding in my hand is the object indicated by the word. These are the four stages through which the silence absolute is first reduced to the silence relative, then to the unmanifest, undifferentiated silence. Thereafter, slowly, the silence is broken at a very subtle level, only the thought level, where the object and the thought of the object both are in the form of the thoughts, and finally it bursts open. The word and the meaning of the word, they are separated. This is how from the absolute existence, the relative existence appears. Now, all of us, what we do is exactly the opposite. When we are tired of this world, what we do? Hey, now don't disturb, okay? Switch off everything, no music. I want to go to sleep. See? So slowly, Vaikhari Vani, the gross speech, the sound is switch off. Thereafter, then I don't know, Swamiji, what to do. I don't get sleep. Whenever I go to sleep, there are so many caw, like a poultry farm inside. Then what I should do? Then chant Lord's name. So you go on chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. There is one lady, very pious. I adore her. Very rare combination of all qualities. One day she asked me, I was staying with them. She says, Swamiji, I don't want to take sleeping pills, and I don't sleep the whole night. I keep on doing the whole housework. I fold all the clothes of my children, his wife and their children. I clean the whole house. I wipe, they are Gujaratis. I wipe all the utensils properly and keep it. The difference between Gujaratis and the South Indians is Gujaratis keep everything dry and neat. South Indians make everything wet and dirty. If there is a nice dry cup, they will go first to the sink, make it wet, and everywhere and dip, and then with that finger inside take the tears. Krishna Rama. So she said, I got lot of time, whole night I don't sleep, so I do all these things. And then next day morning I am fresh. So I don't know. Doctor said, no, this is abnormal. You should sleep. It's okay, but I don't sleep. What do I do? I said, Amma, I'll tell you, but don't discuss. I never like any discussion. Try. If you don't get, God's will. If you get, God's will. What is that? Tell me how you go to sleep. She says, Swamiji, before going to sleep, I take my mala and chant Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. I said, remove this Krishna from your head. Then I said, stop chanting any name of the Lord. Then what will happen? I said, again you are discussing. You do it today. And that night, after she finished her everything, as usual, the hand went to the mala. Oh, Swamiji told not to do it. And she slept. Such a lovely sleep. You say, Swamiji, last 6 years I have been suffering. I went to every doctor. And to any Mahatma I have gone, they have told this thing. If you are not getting sleep, very good. Chant Lord's name. And then again I am not sleeping. I said, look here, understand the principle. When you are chanting the Lord's name, it is a thought. As long as thoughts are erupting in your mind, the mind is not going back to consciousness. See? So, from the Vaikhari Vani we withdraw, then we come to the Madhyama Vani, and in this Madhyama Vani we keep on cluttering. Yeah, I have to do this in tomorrow. Swamiji is coming. I have to prepare something. I can cook it today only and tell him tomorrow. It is yesterday, not today. How will you know? No, but it is not good. But how does everybody does? Madhyama Vani. And then there also we get tired. Okay, now I got. You observe this, please, today when you go to sleep. When you are sleeping on your bed, your mind is a poultry farm has started. Slowly, a stage comes when suddenly, as if everything is wrong. That time, you have entered the Pashyanti Vani. And when you enter the Pashyanti Vani, you are no more having any thought, therefore no more any disturbance, and therefore you start creating disturbance for others. Krrr, krrr. What happened? He has changed the Pashyanti gear. Every day we do this. But what happens is this journey. When this is done consciously, with understanding, we have a freedom to live at the Vaikhari level as I am talking to you, in the waking experience, or to live at the Madhyama level as in the dream, or to live at the Pashyanti level as in the deep sleep, or to live at the Paravani level as in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and to transcend ultimately the waking Vaikhari Vani, the dream, the Madhyama Vani, the deep sleep, the Pashyanti Vani, and the Samadhi, the Paravani. This is the journey in meditation, wherein we start from the Vaikhari Vani. Whenever Vaikhari Vani is operating, we are in the waking experience. In waking experience, the object and the thought of the object, the word of the object, the name of the object, the sound indicating an object, they are separate from each other. This is our experience now. Then at the second level of experience, where everything is only the thoughts, whether it is night dreaming or day dreaming, isn't it? I don't know what is going to happen to my grandchild, they are not studying, I don't know what is. So the grandchild also comes in the form of a thought. The worry is also there. See? It is a free cartoon show. We come to the second level. Third level, we are now tired both of the waking world and the dream world. When we are tired of the waking and the dream world, we drop. What is dropping away the waking and the dream world? There are no more thought eruptions, but there is full potentiality to throw the thoughts. This is the experience which is stored in the Kundalini Marga with reference to the Anahata Chakra. One is just transcending the Anahata Chakra. Sri Krishna. And when we go beyond the Madhyama, get into the Pashyanti, where potentiality is completely available, fully awakened, but not yet manifest. It is at this level of Pashyanti that all the great masters live. And therefore, whatever they say, it happens. What is the reason? Because at the Pashyanti level of sound, the object and the thought of the object, they are undifferentiated. So whether you pick up the object or you pick up the word, both are included. Like this watch has got these two straps, one on the right side, one on the left side. When I will catch this right side strap and pull, the left side will automatically come, because they are not separate. In the same manner, in the Pashyanti Vani, where the object of the word and the word for the object, they are not yet separate, not yet differentiated, as in the Madhyama and the Vaikhari Vani. And those masters who live at this level, they casually say, oh, okay, my child, everything will be all right. You will get a job. Don't worry. Relax now. And that person gets a job. See? How this happens? This is not magic. This is exclusively, fully, completely, exactly as it should be. See? The other day in Wellington, we went to see the museum there. And there we have seen two types of stones. One type of stones were brought out from the different layers of earth. The topmost layer on which we exist, one sample of stone, a particular size. Then you go still deep inside the second layer of the earth. From there they have brought out one stone, same size, but it is almost 10 times heavier than the first. Then you go still deeper crust of the earth, and from there the same size of stone, you just can't even move that. See, 3 layers. Now there was another three stones. And what were those three stones? They were the salt deposits in the sea, forming in the form of the stones, extremely porous, and therefore they float. So what Neela and Nala, these were the two monkeys in the army of Bhagwan Ramachandra. And it is said they had the power to make the stones float. So what they have done? They knew that there are two types of stones. So they used to select this type of stone, you put together. And all those floating stones were put on the water and a bridge was constructed. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय भगवान की कृपा से वो पत्थर तैरने लग गए. See how important it is. Spiritual life is not jerks and abnormality. It is perfect science. And therefore, when we are trying to meditate, we have to become completely aware of this path. What is happening? Meditation is not a struggle of a blind man to see a black rat in a dark room on a Amavasya night where it was never there. That is not meditation. But most of us get lost in that. I don't know, Swamiji, whenever I sit for me, I don't know what to do. Chutney banao. And that is what we do. We sit for meditation. Swamiji is going food, I don't know what chutney I should make. I think pudina ki banao, meditation. Chutney meditation. Pakoda meditation. See. Therefore, we have to have clear picture. We have to go from the sound to the silence. Means what? Means first, living in the sound is living in the waking world. Second, living in the Madhyama Vani is living in the dream world. It doesn't matter whether you dream after you go to sleep or you dream while sitting in the class. Next time, I don't know what time Swamiji is coming. He should not come when, I am going on a holiday to India. But if he comes that time, then I'll miss. You don't know what is going to happen next year, but this time you are already missing. See? Don't tell. I'll ask you one question. Don't reply. Keep it a secret. I speak for 75 minutes. I speak for 75 minutes. How many minutes you hear? Huh? Because even this is not heard. The mind has already run away here and there. Where do the mind go? In this Madhyama Vani. It keeps on running here and there. So, first we get lost in Vaikhari Vani, the gross world, the waking experience. The second thing, we get lost in the dream world at the Madhyama Vani. Third thing, we get lost in sleep. We sit for meditation and we don't know. Yad gatva nivartante tadham paramamo. Mummy, shall I give you a pillow to sleep? Yes, beta. Mummy in meditation. No, it is not going to sleep. You know why this happens? This happens only because we are not with the awareness. We are with the matter. Yesterday I was talking to their group for understanding purpose. We are as on now 99% matter and 1% awareness. Meditation is changing the proportion. 99% awareness and 1% matter. Now see what happens. In the waking world, these waking things, this gross world is so important. The stones, the bricks, the wealth, the relation, the husband, the wife, the children, the health, the disease, the politics, the war, and the value of the dollar is so important. See? So only solid matter. No touch of awareness. Only materialism at its peak. Then, when such a person is dreaming, what will he dream? See? His dream will be only, Swamiji, last night I had dreamt. What did you do? I had dreamt that I had got a lottery. And then with that money, I told my wife, come on, let's go and buy some jewelry for you. And she was so happy. And when we went for buying the lottery ticket and then the money encashment and then for the jewelry, you know what happened? What happened? The dream broke. But my wife is so understanding. She said, never mind, darling, if not in the dream, now you can give me actually. So a person for whom this waking world is so important, his dreams will be also of the same quality, same type. See? What will be the dream of a cat? Dream of the cat will be only the rats are raining and I am going eating. And what will be the dream of a dog? Only bones are raining. Isn't it? What will be the dream of a lady? Only ornaments are raining. Because what is important? That alone will come in your dream. See? Now some people are extremely omen oriented. For them, omens is everything. When I was going on the left side, one cat came and went to the right side. What will happen? I said, poor cat, I don't know what will happen to her because you have crossed her. No, what will happen to me? Oh, that's a different issue. See? You go to UK, they never cross a place which is having this kind of angle. Below that they will never go. It is considered as a bad omen. Similarly, the dreams. I dreamed last night one huge cobra coming on my chest and sat. And then he bit me. And I got up. Swamiji, what will happen? To whom? To cobra. If he survived, lucky. No, don't make my fun. No, tell me. Then when such fools come, what we will do? We encash their foolishness. Now you have to make a golden cobra. Do the Shiva's puja. And then give that golden cobra to me. Then what will happen? You will stop worrying about the black cobra and start worrying about the golden cobra. See? Only matter. That alone is important. And the last stage, When we go to sleep, it is utter ignorance, neither knowing who we are, nor knowing what the world is, never bothering who the God is, and thus a state of utter ignorance where there is no differentiation of any kind, no discrimination. The difference between the sleep of a wise man and the sleep of the other wise man, Bhagavad Gita describes. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. See? For the wise man, when he is awake in the relativity, he never loses his contact with the absolute awareness. And for the ignorant man, for him, although awareness is the foundation of relativity, but the relativity, the matter, the material world is so important that the awareness is as if covered by this matter. See? Therefore, all our spiritual practice is living in awareness. First, awareness that we are leading a life of relative existence. Bhagwan in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, probably 14th verse, when he tells Arjun, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agama apayana anityaha tanti tikshasva bharata. Any experience in the relative field, be it good or bad, it has got the same biography. What is that? It begins in time. It remains for some time. And it terminates after some time. Therefore, it is temporary. From the temporary experiences to become permanently miserable is the way of the fools. See? Then what is to be done? Tanti tikshasva bharata. What cannot be cured must be endured, is the pessimistic cry of the materialist people in this world. What Bhagavad Gita tells. What cannot be cured should not be endured, then should be enjoyed. See? Conversion of endurance into enjoyment is the way of the spiritual path. See? When a person with a spiritual background in the old age with some problems and disease and all that is there, is constantly thinking of God. Oh Lord, why don't you take me away? Oh Lord, please help me. There is only one support that person is seeking, the Lord, Lord, Lord. And a total materialist, his support is doctor, doctor, doctor. See the difference. Therefore, spiritual life is bringing the element of awareness more and more in our life. To bring that element of awareness, one has to lead our total life in complete awareness. Are we leading our life by default? Or we are leading our life with understanding? What is the default lifestyle? Default lifestyle is that lifestyle where we exist mechanically. And whenever we start living mechanically, there is no joy in life. See, get up in the morning and go. We don't have to even open the eyes. You go straight away before the fridge, open the fridge. And you don't have to open eyes. Put your hand. There is minus 40-degree fridge and your sandwich sitting there. You take it. There is no need to take bath. There is no nothing. What is that prosperity? See? And as a result, there is no joy. After some time, we carry the load of life. See? As much you can see the joy in the face of the children. Small little things make them very happy. And for us, even if somebody takes a screwdriver and puts in our armpit, we will not laugh. Because carrying the load of the whole universe, like Hercules. Have you seen a picture of Hercules with a smile on the face? He who is carrying the whole earth globe. See, this is how our life becomes. Therefore, spiritual life is not a load in addition to the material life. It is unloading, it is undoing, it is unbecoming. And for that, we have to have a clear understanding. Mechanically, you may do, but it will not last. I tell you, mechanical doing, what it means. I was in Hyderabad with a group of children, and they took me for one exhibition kind of thing. And there were many rides. So that time I was young. So let's go in the roller coaster and that train going this way and taking the full circle. Everywhere I went with them. Then one of them said, poor Swamiji is coming wherever we are, but let us go according to his choice. I said, okay, we'll go somewhere. Let us go to the mirror house. No, Swamiji, don't be dumb. I said, this is manufacturer's defect, what can I do? In between somebody said, no, before we go to that dumb thing, let us go and shoot. So there was a shooting thing. They give you a small pistol or banduk kind of thing. And then there are those balloons fitted. And then you have to shoot. I said, okay. I said, you tell me, explain how to do that. So he explained. See, in the front there is you, in the back there is I. It should be at the same level with your eye, and then don't breathe and then shoot. So I took those instructions and shot. Which balloon? Yellow. Tag, and yellow is out. So I got another 3 chances. Then red is out. Like that. 2-3 times it happened. Then that fellow said, the one shopkeeper there, he said, okay, you are smart. Now I will put one string and something heavy and it will move, and if you hit that perfectly well, I'll give 500 rupees. I said, keep here. He gave 500. And all the kids excited, Swamiji, wake up, Swamiji, wake up, Swamiji, wake up, keep it. And I was enjoying my life. And then he started, he said, now you can shoot. And I shot an exact hit, and that thing broke and fell down. Swamiji, 500 rupees ours. I said, we'll have ice cream to the brim. Eat 10 cones, I have no problem. Then other boy, Swamiji, why not have second time? I said, don't do that. I will lose this. I know. How this has happened, I do not know. I am not a professional shooter. In the same manner, we sit for meditation sometime, I don't know, meditation was very good, as if it was ice cream. And then thereafter, every time we want to repeat that kind of meditation, it never happens. And then we become more and more miserable. Swamiji, that day's meditation was solid, Today's was liquid. Is it ice cream or what? Therefore, things should not happen by fluke. We should be clear about it. And for that, a complete understanding about what meditation is. What is the goal of meditation? What is the process of meditation? What are the various stations that you will pass through? And what are the obstacles that you have to conquer? Unless all this knowledge is fully available to us, meditation is the highest kind of torture. Like many people have got it. Swamiji, you know what happened? When I have been doing meditation, I get tremendous headache. My eyes are giving pain. What I should do? I said, you are doing meditation, you do what you like. No, please tell. You know what happens? It is something like this. I am telling you these things so that we understand where we go wrong. See, now this thread here, you see, this thread is open on one side. Other side, the thread is tied down. It is not open. If I will pull this thread, this side it is tied. I will pull this thread. What will happen? See, there is a wrinkle accumulation of the other cloth. Exactly the same thing happens when by force of will you keep on pulling yourself inside. I should concentrate on here. I should concentrate on the Mooladhara. And you go on pulling. Without detachment and disidentification from the body, when you start pulling your mind, these kinds of wrinkles happen in the mind. And that is what gives you pain. If you want to avoid this kind of wrinkle formation in this cloth, what is required? Whatever thread I am pulling, it should be cut from the other end. Then you pull very beautifully, the thread will come out. Therefore, meditation means first what? Then how? Unless these things are clear, we struggle only. And then another peculiar things come. There was one boy, he was studying with us. He came one day, he said, Swamiji, I have been going to many doctors last 6 months and terrible headache, and I don't know, I have done every kind of scan, and cat scan, dog scan, elephant scan, but nothing is helping me. Swamiji, I don't know what I should do. I said, since how long? 6 months. I said, why didn't you tell me earlier? No, I thought doctors will be able to help me, so I went. I said, come on, sit down. I told him, from tomorrow onwards, you are not coming for meditation class. You sleep up to 10 o'clock. You don't have to write notes. You eat. You have no rules. And relax and enjoy. But Swamiji, I said, look here, you are discussing. I am not interested in discussions. You do or you don't do. And he started. Within 1 week, all problems disappeared. Swamiji, what had happened to me? I said, you are suffering from spiritual poisoning. This is how many people suffer. Similarly, we take the japa sadhana, not knowing what it is. Take, you must have seen our ISKCON brothers. I have done it for 6 years. They will put, in that bag, the mala, and Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You know what is this moving of the hand? Because the mala gets entangled. And it doesn't go, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Like, the thermometer. And that is why we put efforts, but they are futile. They don't yield results. That is why clarity of goal, clarity of the means, and clarity of the obstacles, and clarity about one's own ability. With this clarity, you jump on the seat of meditation. You will know meditation happens. You are no more struggling. Patanjali tells 2 techniques for meditation among many. These 2 are the best one. First technique is Prayatna Shaithilya. Second is Ananta Samapattibhyam. Wherever there are efforts, we are abnormal. We are not normal. When we are hard of hearing, we have to put a lot of efforts. And after some time we get tired. Bolte raho. And after the lecture, the Swamiji lecture was very good. It was so nice. Everybody was listening except me. Now, what is the reason? One gets tired because whenever efforts are put, you are not normal. See, there are some people who can laugh immediately, instantaneously, the joke happens. Isn't it? Somebody asked the other day, "Hey, are you married?" I said, "No. My face is like that." Now, the moment you get the click of it, you have to laugh. There is no effort. But when you become somebody, Guru Maharaj, who is a Guru Maharaj? Who is not allowed to laugh all the time? Hanumanji. That is cartoon of spirituality. Lead a life of non-assuming existence. We don't have to become the icebergs. Let us remain water. The more we live effortlessly, the more we are in tune with the divinity. And for that, few principles. Now, all these things which I am telling you, when we will sit for meditation, you will get the benefit. How we create a situation where we are not able to live effortlessly. What are the conditions? 1 or 2 I will just tell you. Remaining homework you discover. First condition. We want to prove something to somebody. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. We don't have to prove. The other day one car was in front of us, here only. And on the car there was a sticker, "I love my wife." Now why that man must have put it? Because she must be doubting. So he has to prove, look here, even on the car I have put you. You want me to put you on the road? Because the moment you want to prove something, you have a doubt. See? Suppose I start telling you like this. Dear friends, see, I am a man. Look here, I got a full beard. I am a man. I am not a woman, okay? I am a man. In my lecture, if I say 20, 100 times, I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, you always start, why is doubt? Again and again saying like that. Does he have doubt? Because we have no doubt about his being a man. Think. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Lead your life effortlessly. Second thing, we don't have to justify. This is how we become strong in our ego. Actually, I was coming, but what happened, she, made, nobody is asking you why you are late. Even if you don't come, who cares? Isn't it? But we go on doing that, and this is how the ego, the strength becomes more and more. So leading life effortlessly means relax. Spiritual life is not doing anything, undoing all what we have done. Then you will see meditation will start happening. It is not a drill for half an hour. Meditation begins. Take a detour. Meditation in progress. Now, to be effortless, what is required? Ananta Samapatti. Ananta Samapatti means merging with the infinite. Whenever we hold on to the small little things, we suffer in life. Now tell me, all of us are here. How many of us are miserable because we could not be the President of United States? None. Our cause of misery is, in the morning I didn't get a good cup of tea, third class. See? So, Ananta Samapatti Bhyam, the more you expand, the small little things don't matter much in life. You must have read one book, Don't Sweat Over Small Stuff. Have you read that book? And we all sweat over that book, small stuff only. Small little things, In this house, nobody even recognizes my presence. I think I am not required by anybody. Why? Because good morning was not said. Okay, I'll write on a book. Good morning, take it. Don't cry. Those who demand attention, they are extremely egoist. Those who are miserable, they are terribly egoist. We are bliss. So these are all the things put together, leading a life effortlessly, cheerfully, happily. And when this is lived 23 hours a day, thereafter for 1 hour you sit down, not to achieve anything. Then for what? 1 hour time pass. Now tell me, are we all not doing this thing? Every night we go to sleep with the hope that we'll finish. But again in the morning, are jag gaya? And again you start to live for another 12 hours. Again we put another effort. Again we go to sleep. Again we get up. So every day, every moment we are simply waiting for our departure, nothing else. One day I was enjoying my cup of tea. I enjoyed tea to the best. Every sip. That is my meditation. Tea meditation. So when I was taking a cup of tea, one lady dropped in Bombay. Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, I was waiting for my death. Swamiji, why do you say like that? I said, no, now it has come. Come. My waiting period is over. Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. Lead your life, relax, remain cheerful. then you are qualified for meditation. Don't have the wrong notion. Meditation for removing the stress. Meditation for removing the tensions. Meditation for reducing the body weight. No. It is something like gym for the polios affected children. The polio affected children can't go in the gym. They want crutches, not gym. In the same manner, meditation is not for the abnormal dropouts of life. It is the highest discipline. And once you get this picture about meditation, then it is a matter of a snap. There you are. Living in this freedom 24 hours a day is God realization. This definition is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6. Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukhadukkeshu tatha manapamanayoho. He who remains undisturbed in the wake of all the pairs of opposites, and he whose peace is never polluted by either the honors or the dishonors implanted on him, he is one with the God, Paramatma Samahita. See, that is why God doesn't get disturbed. Whether we appreciate him or don't appreciate, he doesn't care. Living in that freedom is living in meditation. How should we do it? Is it so simple? It is simpler than the simplest. That we will have it after a cup of tea. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.